Hello everyone, I'm Meteorologist Charlie Ironmonger. Thank you so much for joining me today for your 9 a.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. Now we want to head over to ECU where Suicide Prevention Week is happening. Again, this will be happening all week long. It is the Winds of Awareness. Suicide is the second leading cause of death for college students. Yesterday, ECU counselors talked to students on the main campus student center lawn to offer support and recognition to those who have lost their loved ones to suicide. Blue and purple pinwheels were brought alive by the breeze, each representing a nationwide college student who died by suicide each year, with people who knew the individuals placing them. The wheels were placed for lost family, friends, and colleagues. Now, Anna Danforth, an ECU freshman, told WITN, quote, "He was the happiest person in the room. You would never have expected that he would have that darkness lurking in the back of his mind. It's really hard to think that these people seem so happy on a day-to-day basis. You don't think that they would end up taking their life out of nowhere," end quote. Now, losses like Danforth's are why ECU Counseling Center is put together this event. Now, for the entirety of Suicide Prevention Week, the Counseling Center will be on the lawn with resources, again at tables, listening ears, and of course a pinwheel banner that students can write inspirational words on. And now we want to turn to the ongoing war in Gaza as the peace talks continue to unravel as, well, Israeli airstrikes again strike Hamas leadership. NBC's Alice Barr has more from Washington.
President Trump overnight voicing frustration with another escalation in the Middle East, an Israeli attack targeting Hamas leadership inside Qatar, that Qatar called cowardly and illegal.
I was very unhappy about it, very unhappy about every aspect, and we got to get the hostages back. But I was very unhappy about the way that went down.
The president saying Israel did not warn him in advance. On social media, the president writing, quote, "Unilaterally bombing inside Qatar, a sovereign nation and close ally of the United States that is working very hard and bravely taking risks with us to broker peace, does not advance Israel or America's goals." Hamas leaders were in Qatar because the U.S. asked for a neutral site for Gaza peace negotiations that Qatar has been mediating for months. Those talks now in limbo, devastating Israeli hostage families. One mother saying she's trembling with fear for her son, still captive in Gaza. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu authorized the strike after a shooting at a bus stop in Jerusalem Monday that killed 6 Israelis.
These are the same terrorists terrorist chiefs who planned, launched, and celebrated the horrific massacres of October 7th.
Israeli forces are once again stepping up military operations in Gaza, forcing beleaguered Gaza City residents to evacuate as President Trump and other world leaders push for a path to peace. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
Thank you very much, Alice, for that report. We now want to turn to your weather forecast today. A little bit cloudier than yesterday, even though yesterday was a fairly cloudy day. Today, those clouds are a little bit lower, providing us with a little bit of that misty feeling across the area. Some of us receiving some drizzle, some lighter showers, but the point being, again, that we're not seeing any sunshine for the next several hours at least, probably throughout most of today. But again, rain showers, I don't want to say it's going to be raining, but the opportunity for that mist and kind of light rain is going to be pretty much present throughout the day. So you'll run into it sometimes, other times you won't. But again, it's not going to be a wet day, but it'll certainly, I think, be a damp day would probably be the best way to describe it. Right now, again, seeing some very light showers around Pitt, Greene, and Wayne counties, even Wilson County actually getting in the mix there as well. But of course, these, again, are very, very light raindrops. Again, this is what it looks like outside, and yeah, the camera is covered up, but you'll note that, again, you're not really seeing a whole lot of rain truly falling down. It's more just kind of casually sticking to the camera lens. 64 degrees right now in Greenville, northerly breeze at 6 miles an hour, and right now dew point matching your air temperature, which of course right now is relatively high compared to where we're going to be later on in the week. Those dew points are going to be falling over the next give it about 48 hours, possibly around 72, 3 days. Air temperatures right now, mid-60s for inland areas, more in the 70s for those of you watching along the coast. As far as your winds go, still maintaining that northerly breeze we had yesterday, but because of the proximity of that low pressure system, you can kind of see just off the right-hand side of your screen there. That low pressure system, again, is a magnet for humidity and moisture, which is again why we're seeing some of those light rain showers right now. It's swinging some of that moisture across eastern North Carolina. Not enough to really create downpours, but enough to create at least a fine mist in some areas. Air temperatures again are going to be coming up today, but certainly going to be staying in the 70s. Humidity for today may increase a little bit off of what we're seeing right now, but compared to where we were 24 hours ago, everyone is up. 5 to 10 degree dew point rise over the past 24 hours again has allowed the atmosphere to kind of give us that light rain. Now for the rest of the day, again, it's not going to be a soaker, maybe a quarter of an inch of rain for eastern North Carolina. I'd say a quarter of an inch or less. And after that, again, another round of some light showers on Thursday, and then we really start to dry out on Friday as high pressure really starts to build over, I'd say, the western half of the state, and that should really start to push some of that cloud cover and the rain showers off our coast as well. So upper 70s for today, 77 degrees, overnight lows back in the mid-60s, and then we see those overnight lows drop coming up Thursday night into Friday morning. That low overnight temperature pattern, I should say, will help keep humidity down over the weekend. 80 degrees on Friday, 81 on Saturday, 83 on Sunday, with a slim chance of rain on both Saturday and Sunday. Nothing you should go canceling your plans over. Well, that's all we have time for today's 9 a.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. I want to thank you all so much for joining me. We'll be back with more news and weather coming up at the top of the hour. Until then, I hope you all have a fantastic Wednesday.
This hour of the WITN First Alert Desk is sponsored by ENC Pirate Realty.